and welcome to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang. Thank you so much for coming along here, along with Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis. Big thank you again to everybody listening. This is episode number 7 of season 3. Again, episode number 7, season 3, Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. And Mikey, we're getting into it now. There's been a few games under the Steelheads belt, kind of getting into the swing of things back at the rink. How's it been going the past week?
It's been going pretty well. I mean, Steelheads are off to a nice 2-2 start to start the season, and kind of silencing a lot of the doubters out there, I guess you could say. So, I mean, the OHL power polls or whatever just came out. Whatever, if it really means anything right now, but the Steelheads cracked the top 16. So, I mean, I think the guys are really using this as motivation for a good year this year, let's just say. So, and because everybody's picking them to be last in the conference and last in the league. Oh, it's going to be a long year, and I'm going to say this again. I don't think so. I do not think so. So it's a nice 2-2 start. It's nice to see the Blue Jays doing well, and here we go for the American League Division Series. So
yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Last time we were on, we were saying maybe will they blow it? Will they not blow it? They didn't blow it. They came through the last day. They won the last 4 games of the year. They did exactly what they needed to do. Yeah, could have made it easier, but you know what? If you have the tiebreaker, you might as well use it. So they
that's
did
right.
that. And I thought it was awesome that it was just like the Yankees did like everything they possibly could to win that division. I mean, they closed the gap. They won their last 8 games of the year, and it still just wasn't quite enough to win it. So it was great to see the Jays come through. And you're right, it's the division series now. We get the wild card series on, I guess at the time of recording this, ongoing at this very moment. So I've been locked into that, watching the Yankees Red Sox yesterday, watching the Tigers and the Guardians. They're tied up 1 game apiece. So yeah, it's always interesting. Playoff baseball I find very fascinating.
Do you like this new format with the playoff thing, with the new playoff format? How it's 3 games in a row for the home team, though. Like it's 3 games in a row for Yankees. Do you like that? Like I think it should be a home field for the other team. No.
I just think it would be too difficult to do that in the sense because like you can't, like, obviously like in hockey, like you can play and then have a day off and then play and then have a day off. But like in baseball, there's not as many days off. So like you'd have to put a travel day in there. I think it makes sense to just get the 3 games over with in one park and then just get to the next round, because again, you don't want the teams that get a bye like Toronto and those teams to be waiting for like a week and a half or 2 weeks to play.
But why not?
So like, well, because you get out of a rhythm. Like in baseball, it's just like there's no off days during the season. Like you never get 2 days off in a row, and then you get like a week and a half. Like I don't know. I feel like it would just throw things off. Like I already feel like 5 days is quite a bit to have.
But I think that gives the advantage because I don't know. I just don't. Whatever. I don't know. The playoff format in baseball, that's fine. I mean, it's cool. There's more wild card teams and all that kind of stuff, but. I mean, if you win a game in the opponent's ballpark, at least have 1. I mean, I don't know. I know what you're saying, but it's because it's tough with the travel day and they're starting on Saturday. They've made American League Divisional Series, all that kind of stuff. So, say for example, Philly and Los Angeles, then Los Angeles would have to travel cross country to go play Philly for 1 game, right? So
yeah,
I guess there's a travel thing too, and anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. And then it gives you an incentive to finish higher in the standings as well, because the higher team gets 3 games. Yeah, so
that's
I
right.
I don't
that's
think
right.
it's.
I agree.
I don't think it's a terrible thing, but
I
will say that like I kind of miss the 1 game wild card.
You do?
Yeah,
no.
I kind of do.
Yeah,
because
man.
Like I get it from a practical standpoint. It doesn't make any sense that you play 162 games and then 1 game decides who makes it. Like I agree in that sense, it is kind of stupid, but like. The intrigue that created and the storylines that created was pretty cool. The 1 game thing, but yeah, I get it. It is more practical to have a series because baseball is it's not a 1 game thing. It's always built on series the whole year. So I understand that part of it, but it was exciting for sure when they had the 1 game playoff.
What your thoughts? Actually, your thoughts on Max Scherzer. So there's a big debate going on. You obviously
Yeah.
know this with Max Scherzer or Bassett, right? Isn't that what's going on right now?
Yeah. I don't know if it's
So
like,
would you start Max Scherzer in your first? I mean, I'm sorry, but every time he's been out there, I know he's the veteran and stuff like that of this team. But I'm sorry, I ruined the bullpen. And I think it's a bad, bad idea to keep Lauer down there way too much, too. I don't know. They
yeah.
already got enough lefties down there anyway. They got Little and they have Flu Hardy, right? I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Like,
do think it. I do think it depends on who they're playing to, because like Scherzer can't get lefties out, so you pretty much can't play him against the Yankees, um, because they have so many lefties. But I don't think it's either he gets a start or he's not on the roster. Like he's not going to be in the bullpen. Um, I think if you're choosing between him or Bassett, I would go with Bassett. Uh, I don't know if they're like mutually exclusive to one another, that one would be on it and one wouldn't be. But I personally wouldn't give Max Scherzer a start in the American League Division
me
Series.
neither.
Uh, but at the same time, I can understand the counter argument that like you did bring him in to do this, like to pitch in a playoff game, and he's not going to get rattled by the moment. Like Trey Savage is very young. Like I'm not saying he will get rattled, but it's possible that he goes in to Yankee Stadium with 45,000 people there, and he's never experienced that in a playoff game, and it could get to him. That's not going
Mhm.
to happen with Max Scherzer. Obviously, he's pitched in 2 World Series, or he's won 2 World Series, so I can see the counter argument. But if I was deciding, I wouldn't personally give him one just for the last month, I guess,
He's
or
been
month and
getting
a half
hammered,
track
man.
record. Yeah, he just hasn't been pitching well. So, yeah, I wouldn't go with him. But
And the
we'll
last
see how.
time he pitched it, and the last time he pitched against Boston, he got hammered.
Yeah, didn't go well. Yeah,
So
the first innings have been tough for him. But anyways, we'll
first,
see how it
second,
shakes
third, fourth, fifth.
out.
Then he has a good six. Then he gets hammered in the seventh. Then he says, "Keep me in." Then he says, "Keep me in," and then he gets taken out. Anyways, oh
Anyways, we'll see
man,
how it shakes out. Again, we'll
yeah,
we'll know all these answers by the time this episode comes out. So, it does. I guess it doesn't really matter, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways,
right.
we're getting into the weeds of it now, but we will talk quickly about obviously the OHL season. We just mentioned it there, getting underway. Steelheads 2-2 in their first 2 games, and I think since the last time we spoke, they had named the leadership group
Hmm.
and the captains and everything like that. So Mason Zebeski named the captain, Parker Von Richter an assistant captain, along with Gabe Sherratt and Jakob Fibiger. That was along the lines of kind of what we talked about earlier when we were kind of giving our predictions of who the captain would be or who would be kind of considered for it. I feel like those were the names that we kind of talked about the most. And good to see Mason Zebeski, a guy who's been on this team for quite a while now, to get this opportunity. The only guy returning to the team that was a part of the leadership group last year.
Yeah, perfect. A perfect choice for the captain. He and the assistant captains as well. But he reminds me of Mason Zebeski being a captain. Looking at him through these first 4 games, Matthew Antonovsky of the Kitchener Rangers, who is not there anymore, but he was the captain of that Kitchener Rangers team last year, right? And for that young team, and look what they did. They rally around this guy. The way he was like pumping them up, Andonovsky, the way he conducted himself on the ice, off the ice. Mason Zebeski is the same kind of guy. He's a good captain. He's good on the ice. He's good off the ice. He's good with the young guys. This team's a little bit of a mix of everything, but he's a good guy to keep the team together as well. So, but and you can't ask for um, any better captains as well. I mean, Parker Von Richter, well deserving. Jakob Fibiger, perfect fit. And we weren't wrong. We said we called Mason Zebeski, and yeah, so Mason Zebeski being the captain, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's right. So Mason Zebeski, again, he has been named the captain. He'll be on the show here coming up after the break. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with that. You're listening to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. And welcome back to Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM. Thank you for coming along. I'm Brendan Lang, along with Mike Karafilidis, 2 broadcasters for the Brampton Steelheads. And now, Brampton Steelheads captain Mason Zebeski joining us here today. Mason, thank you so much for coming on. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Oh, doing
Doing
well. Yeah,
well,
thanks for
doing
coming
well.
on.
Yeah, we were just talking about it there before you came in, being named the captain. So we guess we can
Amazing.
start with that. How does that feel, and how's it been going so far?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it feels great to be to wear a letter for an organization and to wear the C for an organization like this. It's unbelievable. And yeah, for me, it's been pretty easy to kind of look at the past captains I've had, and Del Mastro, Callahan, Hardy, Sharpie, and even Porter. It's kind of easy to pick apart their brains and what they've done to the organization, and kind of implement that into my leadership role. And yeah, I mean, so far it's been great. I got a great leadership group to do it with, and yeah, everybody's made it super easy for me.
You got any calls from any of the former leadership groups saying, "Hey, you know what? Like, giving you some tips, you know, motivation kind of thing."
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely in touch with a lot of them still. I spoke to Hardy a bunch, and I went out for dinner with Sharpie the other night.
Oh, nice.
And I talked to Porter a lot as well too. So having those guys around and in my ear makes it a lot easier to kind of adjust and kind of smooth sail into this year.
And you'd mentioned, the other leadership group around you. I mean, guys that you've been in the organization with for quite a while, and in Jakob Fibiger, Gabe Sherrod, and Parker Von Richter. How much does that help? Just the familiarity of all you guys that the years that you've spent together in the organization.
Yeah, I mean, the four of us have been through all the ups and downs in the last 3 or 4 years together. So honestly, any four of us could have been the captain or part of this leadership group. So the fact that we've all been together through all of it makes it a lot easier. We're four big voices in the room. It's not just one person. Doesn't matter who's wearing what letter. So yeah, it's a pretty good group to lead with, and we're excited.
And congratulations for that, of course, Mason. You know how ignorant of us. As soon as you come on, we're just kind of like, "Oh yeah, hey, how's it going?" Right. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank
But
you.
you're very welcome. But you had an ATO with the Ottawa Senators as well, and you kind of made their highlight reel. Nice little centering pass there. I think it was Yakimachuk that finished off the goal. But talk about playing with a guy like Yakimachuk, Ottawa Senators camp. How much of a great experience was that for you? I know you were in Minnesota camp as well, but how was Ottawa?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was one of the younger guys as a 19, 20-year-old. They had a much older team. They brought a lot of their American League players to play in that tournament. So it was really cool to kind of learn from those guys and see all their habits and kind of what it takes to be a pro, like day to day. And so it was a really cool kind of opportunity for me to kind of showcase what I had. And then obviously playing in the Bell Center was like it's like a dream come true. Like that's a place you
Oh,
kind of dream of playing when you're younger, and the fact that they sold it out for a preseason game was insane. And
I got
so
a
it
question
was,
for you. Go
yeah.
ahead. Sorry, I just something that came to my mind. Sorry about that.
No, no, go ahead.
No, no. I've been to one game at the Bell Center, one game in my whole life, right? And I think my friend, he's a big Habs fan. So anyway, so he got tickets. We went. It was a while ago. They played the Buffalo Sabres, and they were singing French in the crowd, right? So did they have a song where they were singing French? Did you notice? Just curious. Like I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what they were saying, but it was pretty cool. Like they're very passionate. That's
Yeah, it's definitely a hockey city. Like even we never got to play Montreal. We only played Winnipeg and Toronto. But even for our games, like the whole bowl was pretty much sold out. So the
ah.
fact that they can sell it out for not even their hometown team is pretty crazy. But yeah, the games that like we weren't playing in when Montreal was playing, like we go for like eat like food after the game or something. Try to walk around the street, and all the streets are like shut down for the game. So it was pretty crazy. Like it's a zoo over
Mm.
there during those games, and it's a pretty electric rink to play in.
And when you get that opportunity to play there, like obviously when you're in the heat of the battle, it's kind of different. But did you kind of take a moment to recognize kind of how cool that was?
Yeah, I mean pre-game I was definitely looking around the crowd, taking videos on my phone, trying to soak it all in, and then yeah, when you're playing it's really cool, but at the end of the day you're still there to play a hockey game, so nothing changes on that kind of part.
Mason, I compared you to last year to Matthew Andonovsky, the way you're being a captain of this team this year. You're just a leader on the ice and whatnot. So, and off the ice, I can totally see it. But talk about this, or it's been 4 games now into the regular season. Um, I I feel that you guys have really, really been outworking teams and whatnot. So, what's your feeling about these first 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head there. Like that's our motto, is just outworking everybody, and I think that's how we're going to win games all year, and we're going to definitely shock people. And I know people don't think we're going to go as far as we did or we're planning on last year, but I think honestly, like every game we played, we've pretty much outworked every team and we kind of wear
Mhm.
down our opponents. And so I think it's just a matter of everyone buying in and continue to buy in, and we'll keep doing that. We'll keep doing it every game because we've been super confident in the way we're playing and our systems, and I don't know. I think our efforts there every night, and so if we can keep that up for the next 64 games, I think we'll go a lot farther than people think.
And the kind of the whole system, and you're talking about there, like outworking guys, being hard on pucks, like it really fits into your game, right? Like that's kind of the thing that you do extremely well. So I mean, how awesome is that? That it's kind of like the whole system is sort of perfect for your style of game.
Yeah, I mean, it makes my job a lot easier and kind of being relied on for those kind of things. But I think it also helps the younger guys kind of open their eyes to a new side of hockey, and it's not just skill and tricks and all that kind of stuff. There's a grittier side of the game that kind of every player needs to advance that next level. So, yeah, I think it's great. It's a great opportunity for me and Sherrod and the older guys as well. But I think for the younger guys too, it helps them kind of put more tools in their toolbox and just become more overall like all round players. So I think it'll help everybody in the long run.
All right. So you get called into the office. They say, Mason, Zeber, we got to talk to you. Captaincy. You got to tell everybody how it came about. James Richmond talked to you. Did they call you into the office? Did they say, we want to talk to you? Were you nervous? Did you know what was going on? Did you think they were inviting you in for pizza? What's going on? Tell me.
Yeah, we so they kind of announced the four of us in individually, like J into JR's office. And so once like obviously I was the last one to go. So once the first three kind of went in,
You
it
knew
was
it.
it was kind of obvious what was going on, but even when he said it, like it was pretty special and it made me feel like it made me feel great inside. And so it was a really special moment for me. And then once he did it individual, he kind of announced it in front of the whole team, and then we gave our speeches in front of the boys, and yeah, we were all super pumped about it.
And I mean, I guess kind of with a lot of the new faces on the team, a lot of young players on the team as well. How kind of difficult is that as kind of the main guy that's looked upon as being a leader to help kind of integrate everybody in there, just because there are so many new guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different being the older guy now and kind of being seen as the older guy on the team. But yeah, it's a cool opportunity for me to kind of to be a leader in a situation like this. And honestly, like we've been able to prove how hard work can kind of beat any team. We did it in London against all their draft picks, and
Hmm.
London's London. So
Mhm.
I think we've kind of proved that we can beat anybody. But it's definitely a different opportunity. But I think it's cool for us, and it shows that kind of new side of hockey and how much hard work and that work ethic can kind of pay off in the long run.
Yeah, I thought you guys, obviously, in my mind, you really outworked the London Knights, and every time they got in the defensive zone, it was just like they didn't really know what to do, kind of thing, and their chances were limited. I think they only had really three good chances the whole game. Meanwhile, you guys had maybe about five or six. Like I think you outchanced them too, outshot them, whatnot. I thought, it was a perfect game. And against Peterborough too, you got off to a good start. I thought maybe you guys did deserve a little bit better in that game. It was just one of those games, that went to Peterborough's way. In my mind, that shouldn't have. But it's still, you outwork Peterborough, you outwork London. Um, those two games, your thoughts on those two games? I know you just talked about London, but your thoughts on the Peterborough game?
Yeah, I mean, quickly on London, like I think we only gave up 6 shots in the last two periods, so
Yeah.
that's a big part of our defensive structure, is just limiting shots against, because if you can't shoot, you can't score. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think that proves like how we want to play, and I think yeah, Peterborough. I mean, obviously we didn't win the game and things didn't go our way the whole game, and I think we could have tightened up in some situations. But even as older guys, we could have been a lot better on that kind of second half of the weekend. But we are like as older guys, we're going to be relied on for those kind of things. It's a first kind of back to back weekend or second back to back weekend, so I think we got to take advantage of being older and kind of showing the ropes to the younger guys. And yeah, but I think if we can clean up our game on those weekends and playing back to back, I think we'll do a lot better. But yeah, that
Hmm.
London game was definitely a great kind of
Oh,
momentum push for us.
oh, wasn't that beautiful? Oh,
Yeah.
it was just beautiful. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Even as a broadcaster walking down, I felt so proud to broadcast. And I was just like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Sorry, it's just to say.
Yeah, I thought it was 16 shots in the entire game as
16
well.
shots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like you talk about the defensive structure, like what allows you guys to be able to do that and limit so many chances.
Yeah, I think we're all just buying into JR's system. Like JR knows what he's doing behind the bench, and we're all our ears are all open to that. And so I think when we all buy in as a team and just kind of absorb his information and what we're doing as a team, I think it works out, and we've proved it in London. And so if we can do that every game, it's going to be pretty special to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been playing unbelievable coming up, but you know what's good? What's really good about the schedule this year? There's not a lot of 3-3s, which is a good thing. You know, especially for the younger guys, right? Because you remember playing the 3-3s when you came into the league, and it's tough for young guys, right? So, what kind of advice would you have for the young guys coming up on the back to back kind of thing? You know what I mean? Or I think you guys only have like maybe 2 3-3s the whole weekend
Yeah,
or
I
the whole
think
year, excuse me.
yeah, the big thing is just preparation all week, making sure your legs are great for the first game. So when they do get a little banged up and worn out, you're still good for the second game. But yeah, just kind of focusing on that the post game recovery stuff, and then even pre-game activation, like making sure you're not just kind of being all like nonchalant in the workout or the workouts or
Mm.
the pre-game stuff. You want to make sure you're activating your whole body, and then same thing post-game, cool down all parts of your body, because you're gonna feel it after a 2-2 or a 3-3. It's inevitable. So just staying on top of your body and getting the right amount of sleep is probably key for those weekends.
Do you ever yell at them? Do you ever yell at them and when they're inside there and say, "Hey, get up, come on, let's go"?
No, not
You ever dare
always.
do that? No.
If the moment ever comes, I'm not afraid to use my voice.
Oh, yes, that's beautiful.
So we've done a lot of talking about, you being an older guy and being a leader on the team. This is now your fourth season in the OHL. I know myself and Mikey, of course, like we remember you as a rookie. Like, just can you
Mhm.
kind of just talk about how fast it's gone? Like, does it feel like it's really flown by? Does it feel like you've been here for a long time? What's kind of the feeling in that sense?
Yeah, I mean it's flying by. It doesn't feel like I've been here for that long, but like when you actually look how long it's been, it's 4 years almost. So
Mm.
it's definitely different. And even looking back at like old teammates, like it's like 3 years ago now, and you think it's only last season. So it's definitely weird for me to kind of see that revolving door of how junior hockey
Mhm.
works and seeing all the faces that have been in and out of the organization. But I mean, it's exciting. I'm excited for my last year, and yeah, I couldn't be in a better spot for it.
Let's get to know Mason a little more. I mean, we know Mason, but we don't really know Mason. So, Zeber, you know what? I gotta ask you this: who's your celebrity crush? I've always wanted to ask you that. I've never asked you that before, but who is your celebrity crush?
I have no idea.
Come on, you got to have someone
uh,
you see in a movie or something, and it's like, oh man. But you don't really watch the movie; you just watch her because you have a crush on her. Come on, you got to be
yeah,
smart.
no, I have no idea. I stick to sports.
All right, all right.
Uh,
So, what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about this Blue Jays with this Blue Jays team? All right.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I mean, like when they're good, the whole city or the whole province is like pretty locked in on it. And it's pretty exciting to see. I mean, hopefully they keep winning.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Coming up with the series, we've done a lot of talking with your teammates of the football season ongoing. Do you have a favorite team that you follow along with?
Yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan. I get a lot of crap for
Oh,
that, but I'm a
him and
Cowboys fan.
McGregor. Okay, there you
Okay.
go.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. All right. I was waiting for you to say Bills. Okay. I'm awake.
Uh,
I'm awake now. All right.
Uh,
The Cowboys. So, what do you think about your Cowboy? What do you think about the Cowboys this year? How long you been a Cowboys fan for?
since I was really young, but I was never like fully into football. It was kind of just a team that I always admired, and then the last
Sure.
like two or 3 years, I kind of started watching football a lot more. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they'll be this year. They're squeaking out wins and ties.
Ah, the tie. I
yeah, that's
picked I
right.
picked the Cowboys on Sunday in my pool, my work pool, and they tied. So I was like, but anyway, I was like one, two. There was only three guys in my work pool that picked Dallas, and I was one of them. And I was
Yeah.
texting everybody. I'm like, yeah, you guys watch, and then tie. Whatever.
I don't like
But
that
anyway,
rule, the
I don't
overtime rule. I think
either.
it
I
should keep
know.
going.
It should be like
Yeah,
CFL, right?
Yeah,
CFL rules or college rules. I like the college rules better than the NFL rules. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
anyways,
yeah. Because
Cowboys
didn't they
fan. That's all
change it
right.
where like both teams need to get the ball now because of the playoff situation a few years ago? Um, but yeah, I don't see why you would end in a tie. It doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah.
No, it does not make sense. I agree.
No,
No.
no. All
So
right.
basically, yeah, you're
Yeah.
you're a
Go ahead, Mikey.
Cowboys
Go ahead.
fan. Sorry about that. No, I just want to ask you one more thing. All right. So you go into Ottawa, right? and I've asked all the guys this that go into camp and whatnot. So, who was the one guy that you met that you were just like, wowed by on the Ottawa Senators? That just like took you aside, gave you some advice to.
I mean, Brady Kachuk was like, he was in the mix the whole time. He was always like talking to the younger guys and kind of just making us feel pretty comfortable. So for like a guy like that who had no business talking to anyone in the rookie tournament, it was pretty nice. He was kind of wishing all of us good luck on it, like as we were leaving the rink for Montreal, and just him being around was pretty cool, taking the time out of his day to see how we were and just wish us luck for the tournament. So that was pretty eye opening and cool to see because he's a guy that I love watching. Like we play fairly similarly, and
Mhm.
so to see him in real life and then for him to actually acknowledge me was pretty exciting.
That's awesome. See, that guy should be like, he should be like your idol now. You know what I mean? I know that would be my idol if I was you. You know what I mean? Because you guys play exactly like you said, exactly the same kind of games, grinding in your face, leaders out there, right? Like, perfect to the T. So that's amazing. That's awesome.
And now that you've been to two different camps, like are there a lot of differences between the two that you were at? Are they pretty similar? Like how the thing is, how it's set up and all that?
Yeah, so I mean, I actually went to Pittsburgh in
Oh, right.
July
Yes.
too. So like
Mhm.
comparing the three of them was pretty cool. They have like it's all very similar with the way they run stuff, but to kind of just compare like the systems and how each organization works and like what they look for and stuff, I think it's pretty cool. Like they gave some like two of the teams gave us notepads to kind of take notes and all like these different kind of folders of information, and so just comparing all the stuff that they kind of look at as an organization and what their focuses are. I think that's kind of the main goal for me is to just soak up as much information from the pro and NHL like teams and situations that I've been in. So, I mean, it's pretty cool to compare all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like most of it's fairly similar with the schedules and the on off ice stuff. So, but yeah, it's really cool to kind of compare it all.
Well, I know that your legs are tree trunks now. I mean, I mentioned this to you before, and I don't know. I don't know what can you bet. What can you bench press now?
I don't know. I don't know. In the summer, I benched a lot, but I don't know anymore.
If you don't know any, oh, man,
Oh,
I'll say 250.
more.
More than 250? Yes.
Wow, he was lowballing you
That's
there.
awesome. All right. No, that's amazing because a lot of the guys they won't even they're a lot lower than you.
Yeah, no, I like
Not a
being in the
lot, but
gym. I need it for my game. I love being in the gym.
oh, good. Maybe you could take me in there too, and you can show me a couple things.
Yeah.
So, especially, I got. See, with me, I got legs too. My problem is upper body, right? So, anyways, maybe you can teach me. I know
You
you're a
can work. You
Dennis
can work on the
program.
bench press.
Yeah, no, you can. Maybe you could spot me and stuff, and just in case it falls on my head or something. So,
All right, Mason.
man,
Thank you so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. Obviously, big congratulations for the captaincy and all that. So,
well
looking
deserved.
forward to well deserved. Looking forward to seeing you around the rink this year, and good luck the rest of the way. We'll talk to you at some point again.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on,
Thanks.
Mason.
All right, that was Mason Zebeski here on Saga 960 AM, Brampton Steelheads captain and fourth year Steelheads forward. We will be back after the break to break it all down. I'm Brendan Lang. That's Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis. And once again, we'll be back. You're listening to Saga 960 AM. And welcome back to Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang, along with Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis, two broadcasters here for the Brampton Steelheads. And Mikey, we just spoke to the newest captain in the Brampton Steelheads franchise, the current captain, Mason Zebeski. Great to talk to Mason. We talked to him at the golf tournament before the season, before he was named captain. This is the first time we're getting to speak to him since then. So you can see how much he appreciates the opportunity to be the captain for the Steelheads this upcoming year.
Unbelievable. First of all, I want to say I can't believe that he lifts more than 250. That's unreal. That's unbelievable. Yeah, but well deserved. I remember when he came into the league, when he first came into the league, and kind of talked about a little bit with him. And he always had a good attitude. He always worked hard, and he
Yep,
was always a good listener, always willing to learn and whatnot. And you could see that he was going to be a captain or assistant captain. Don't forget he was
for
assistant
sure.
captain last year
Yep.
too, right? He went to Ottawa camp. He's gotten bigger, he's gotten stronger, and especially the first 4 games, you could see it on the ice how much of a leader he is. He's not afraid to drop the gloves. He's not afraid to get in your face, and he mentioned that his game is a lot like Brady Kachuk's.
Hmm.
100% to the T. His game's like Brady Kachuk's, right? So couldn't pick a better guy for the team to be the captain. And yeah, I'm really happy for him.
And again, like I said to him there, he's obviously, you said, couldn't have picked a better guy for the captaincy, and his game fits exactly what they're trying to do so well that, like, yeah, of course you talk about leading off the ice, and we know that he definitely has those qualities, but to lead on the ice, he's going to be the best example because his game is exactly how James Richmond and the staff wants everybody else to be
Mm.
playing.
Yeah, definitely. Like they want in your face hockey, right? You got to follow the system. You gotta be there. You gotta, somebody's getting on the puck. They want that hard forecheck, right? And he fits perfectly, and he's
Hmm.
it's not just him, it's just what everybody says too. Like everybody's got an A, everybody could be a leader, but if anybody could be the grand poobah, as they say, with the C on it on your chest, it's this guy.
Yeah.
And expect big things for him this year. Every time he steps on the ice this year so far in the first 4 games, something's happening. Something's always
Yep.
happening out there. He's exciting to watch, folks. He's he plays on the line with Stankoven usually and Sherrod. Man, that's a pretty good first line. So, but his maturity level, he just gets more mature and mature every year as well.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely the right choice with him, and for all of the leadership group with the Brampton Steelheads this year. All right, so let's get into the past games that the
Hmm.
Steelheads have played. These past two that we can talk about. First, Mike, we got the London Knights. We talked about
Mm,
that with Mason Zebeski. Big win for the Steelheads and a really
huge.
really good defensive showing.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you just said it right there. The defensive showing, defensive coverage with the attention to detail was absolutely phenomenal. And that was the game when London got all of their draft picks back from NHL camps too. Don't forget,
Hmm.
Woolley came back, Reed came back, Brustevich came back, O'Reilly came back, Medvedev came back. I mean, so they had almost everybody. Well, they had everybody back from their NHL training camps except for Sam Dickinson. Not sure what's going on with him, but anyways, but yeah, defensively played amazing. They capitalized on their opportunities as well. I thought they outchanced the London Knights in that game as well. Zach Bowen though was really good in that game
Yep.
too. He made the saves when he had to. The London Knights got off to that quick 1-0 lead in the first period. The shots were 9-4 for London. You expect them, they haven't won this year yet going into that game. So you expected them to come out kind of hard.
Yep.
And they did, right? But the Steelheads weathered the storm. And then the second period, they really, really came out hard. And the Steelheads outshot them 12-3. And they really just absolutely were dominating the London Knights in their own zone, getting really good chances on Medvedev. He was making some really good saves,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And then in the third period, as soon as Demiglio got that tying goal on the breakaway, it was absolutely great feed pass from Kieran Wachowski as well to see him. And then after that, the Gabe Sherratt goal to make it 2-1 on that 2-on-1. Nice little play by Fibiger to feed it up ahead for Sherratt. And who was on that 2-on-1 with Gabe Sherratt? Mason Zebeski, right?
Hmm.
And perfect shot beats Medvedev. And after that, they clamped down. And
Yep.
defensively, I think London was getting so frustrated with the defense of the Steelheads, and they got
Yeah.
outworked. They got outworked in that game. And usually, you don't see that from against London. Usually, London's the team outworking
Right.
whoever they're playing. But the Steelheads, it was the perfect road game, as they say, and especially going into that arena, which is intimidating, maybe for some guys. They relished the opportunity, and the guys really they played well.
Right. And you're saying they hadn't won a game going into that game. Plus you have the home crowd there in London. Like there
Mm,
were a lot of things kind of working in the favor of London was going to come out really hard. And obviously they did, and they get the first goal. I believe it was a power play goal that they
yeah,
scored
Jared
to
Woolley.
start that
Yeah.
game. Yeah, right. Jared Woolley, he scores the first one. And then you know what? The Steelheads, like they shut it down in the second period. Remember, again, Mason saying
Hmm.
6 shots through the second and third period, 16 as a whole, but they shut it down in the second period. They didn't score, like you said. Medvedev came up with some really good saves. I mean, we
Huge.
know he's a really really good goalie, so he comes up with some big saves. But it didn't seem like they got frustrated by it, though. They just continued to push, continued to work, and then the goals came. Of course, D'Amiglio, who unfortunately we'll talk about it here in a moment, was not playing in the last game for the Steelheads, but he's been so good to start this year. He scores that goal against London. That was Gabe Sherratt's first game back from Vancouver Canucks camp after he signs his entry level deal. And like you said, on that 2-on-1 with Mason Zebeski, Zebeski's driving the net hard. Sherratt, kind of, is he going to pass? Is he going to shoot? We know Sherratt's got a very good shot, and he ends up
Oof.
beating Medvedev. So yeah, it was a great game all around for Brampton. And you said it too, Zach Bowen. He played well in that net as well. Yes, there was only 16 shots and only 6 in the last 2 periods, but when he needed a big save, they definitely got it from him.
Yeah, he played really, really well. I mean, when he got the big save, I thought, like I said, I thought Brampton outchanced them, outplayed them the whole game.
Yeah.
They really did. Brampton did have the Steelheads did have a 2-man advantage though in that game. I
Yes.
thought maybe could have got one on that, but London did a good job to kill that one off. But yeah, the perfect road game, especially going in there. Tough place to play. The fans are on you all the time and whatnot. So, but great job by the guys, just outworking them, and that's their motto this year. Don't doubt the Trout.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
gonna keep
Okay,
saying
so
it. I'm gonna keep saying it all year long.
yeah,
Don't doubt
don't
the
doubt
Trout.
the Trout. I
Don't
love that.
doubt the Trout. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing all these things. Not sick and tired. It's kind of, it's just it kind of makes me laugh.
Yeah.
How can you, like, for example, I mean, 4 games in or before the season, oh, they're gonna be this, they're gonna be that. You can't say that, man. You just can't. And
Yeah.
this Steelheads team, and I'm gonna keep saying it, they keep playing like this, hardworking, and they keep buying. If the buy-in stays the whole year, which it will, I'm pretty sure it will. Look out, they're going to turn some heads. I'm telling you.
And remember when we were talking to the assistant coaches, Jake Wood and Matt
Hmm.
Chiartano, before the last game, and I think it was Matt Chiartano who said, like in this league, like in the OHL, hard work can win, and it does
Yep.
win. Like
Yep.
it definitely there is the opportunity for that. So I mean, again, I know we've talked about it a lot on the show, and I'm with you, but uh, buying into the system and the hard work, it definitely can result in a very very quality season. And yeah, we're a long ways away. But when you look at the schedule, the Steelheads are 2-0 against the rest of the league, and then 0-2 against one team in the Peterborough Petes.
Ugh.
They lose the first game, and then they lose their last game against Peterborough 4-2 in that
Yeah.
one in Brampton, second home game of the year. But the Petes, again, they beat them twice now, the only team that the Steelheads have lost to. But I mean, again, it was a tight game for most of it. Peter Schlabowski gets his OHL debut in that game, the
Hmm.
goaltender for the Steelheads. Thought he played pretty well. He came up with some really good saves in that game. Didn't really look like he was nervous or lacked any confidence. So I think that's always a huge thing when you see a guy playing in his first game. But regardless, the Steelheads unable to pick up the 2 points in that one.
I like the way they played though, but in that game, chippy.
Yep.
Peterborough Pete's tried to push them around. Tried that you could totally see that, right? And they didn't back down. They did not back down the Steelheads. So
No.
that's a good sign. I thought maybe, well, I felt that maybe a couple of the goals that Shabowski made some really good saves, but maybe a couple of those goals he would like to have back, right? But one guy we did not mention was Easton Rye at the Peterborough Petes, how well
Oh,
he played.
yeah.
Man, he robbed Stankoven on that one timer. I thought that was going in, and man, he played really well. And it seems like he always plays well against the Steelheads. It just seems like that, even last year too. But he played really well. If it wasn't for, I'll tell you right now, if it wasn't for Easton Ryan, that game could have been tied. It maybe could have been to overtime. Maybe could have had a
Mhm.
different different outcome. But again, I like the way they played because the Petes tried to push them around and the Steelheads did not let them push them around. And again, hard work. It pays off and just came up a little bit short.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Easton Rye, like you said, he had a really, really good game there for Peterborough. And this is, his first opportunity to be a full-time starter with the Petes, of course, playing with Zach Bowen last year. And he's gotten off to a good start this year. But yeah, I agree with you in the sense that the Steelheads definitely had the hard work. And I like you said, there was no back down. There was always fight in their game. And I feel like that's something we always say about the Steelheads just because of, who the coach is. I always feel like there's always going to be that side of the physicality game that they're always going to bring. So it's good to see kind of integrating that. I think that was the first game we've seen this year that got like a little bit chippy there, a couple fights in the game as well. Mason Zebeski and I believe Gabe Sherratt was it who got in the other
two
fight?
of them.
Yes, yeah, that's right. So and again, there you talk about the leaders on the team. There it is, captain, assistant captain. They're the ones doing it, and they're the ones showing the way. So yeah, I did like that aspect of it. Of course, Steelheads not able to come away with a win, but definitely some good signs still from that game against the Petes, the second game I should say against the Peterborough Petes.
It's good to see. It was a nice little play at the side of the goal. Troy Patton, he sets up Kieran Mikowski on the back door. I mean, that was a beautiful pass.
And don't forget the first pass from McGregor Richmond behind the net.
That's right.
Behind the back, not even looking, right onto the tape of Patton, right to Witkowski. And I feel like remember when we talked to Kieran and he was saying about just the confidence in his game growing. I think that can be said for a lot of guys, and Troy Patton is definitely one of them now, playing in his second season. You can see the confidence there. Like, he didn't rush the play, kind of fake the shot, made Rye think that he was going to shoot, and then had the backdoor pass. Like, really great play all around for that goal.
Masterful. Yeah. Masterful play. Like, he faked that shot, and it was like the perfect pass. He had Easton Rye was anticipating the shot, it looked right, and it was right on the tape, and boom, easy tap it for Witkowski. But yeah, Troy Patton, he looks like he's ready for that next step. So I know it's only been 4 games in the season, but here's a guy, and even like Kieran Mikowski as well, right? McGregor Richmond's been started off to a hot start, the 3 of them, right? So, but specifically, we're talking about Troy Patton here. I think it's going to keep up. I look for him to get better and better and better this year. So, and if he could score some goals for this Steelheads team moving forward, and if you can get Kieran Mikowski on that, scoring some goals, and that line with McGregor Richmond, hey, you got 2 lines that could score right away. And you know what? Troy Patton, you got to like his game as well. He's physical. Kieran Mikowski's physical as well. So, hey, if they could score some goals, keep scoring some goals, they're going to be just fine.
And remember, too, Patton was elevated in that game because Julian Demiglio was out of the lineup. He's been playing the second-line center role a lot, so he was elevated up into that second-line center role. Manny Amato gets elevated into the third-line center. So, it definitely some good signs from the guys down the middle of the ice. Also, Troy Patton's been really good in the face-off circle to start this year. And the Steelheads have struggled a little bit in the face-off dot to start this year, but Troy Patton sure hasn't. He's been really solid in that regard of his game so far.
Yeah, he definitely has. He definitely has. And you mentioned Julian Demiglio being out of the lineup with a lower body injury. 99% sure he's going to be back against the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, but that game will be done when this is this podcast is done. So it was something minor, just to keep him out. But man, Julian Demiglio, you put him up like, hey, this team, I'm telling you, look out. Don't doubt the Trout. I'm going to keep saying it. Don't doubt the Trout, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
Yeah, and you had a chance to have Julian on at the intermission, so
yes,
we got to. I know you had already interviewed him before, so I got to meet him for the first time. Really great to do that, and yeah, obviously we'll have him on Trout Talk at some point as he's gotten off to a great start to the season. All right, we got a few minutes here left. One thing we wanted to do is some surprises on the OHL season so far. Mikey, I can start. I'll go with the London Knights. For me, have been a little bit of a surprise. I know that they lost so many guys with the of course going to pro. There's a lot of guys off the team that were on it last year on their championship run, but still for them to be 0-4, I know 2 overtime losses in there, but still, like just with the pedigree of London, obviously the coaching staff, everything there, it is a little bit surprising. Now, that's not to say that this is going to continue throughout the year. I don't think it will, but just to start the year, I definitely that's been my surprise for sure. I would have thought that they would have been a little bit better just to start the season, but again,
totally
that change really quickly.
Sure. Yeah, totally agree, Dale. I mean, Dale Hunter, over 900 wins. That says something for itself right there. So I totally agree with that because he's. They always seem to get off maybe to a little bit of a slow start, then they turn it on. So I'm sure they'll get things fixed over there for sure in London. But my surprise has got to be the Ottawa 67 so far. Undefeated. They haven't lost yet, right? 6 or 7 rookies on their team altogether. So that's a team. I mean, you never know. I know they lost a lot of players. The main guy, Luca Pinelli, who was a mainstay for that team, who's now with the Columbus Blue Jackets, right? They've been the biggest surprise for me, especially with 6 or 7 rookies. I'm not sure how many, as I said, but they're really playing as a unit right now. But they've been the biggest surprise for me, being in first place in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and kind of similar to the Steelheads in the sense that they got a lot of young guys, they got a lot of newer players on the team, and when you talk about Dave Cameron, he's got the pedigree of coaching as well. So the system that he wants to play, he's definitely going to be able to ingrain in those young players. And hey, to start the season, it's definitely paid off. I'm in agreement with you there. Coming into the year with again all those young faces that. Possibly it wouldn't maybe get off to this good of a start because they are all, starting in their OHL careers. But yeah, it's been a great start for Ottawa, of course, like you said, 3-0, start sitting up in the first place.
Up in first place so far, right? So
yeah,
but we'll see how long that can stay up for them. But that's a lot of new guys. I mean, 6-7 new guys. That's a lot, right? So we'll see. Yeah. So far, so good for the 67s.
Right. So far, so good for sure. All right. We got 1 minute. If you have any life tips, we haven't done them in a little while. So if you want to throw one in, let's.
I got one. Check your oil.
Oh, okay. A little car.
Yes. So this is a little car thing. Okay. So a car tip for you. And, in my car, it beeps. It goes beep, beep. Okay. Oil change, time to do it. Stuff like that. Sometimes don't trust it, folks. Sometimes don't trust it. Check your oil after 5,000 kilometers, whatever it is, 3,000, 10,000 kilometers. Check your oil because you never know. I know my car beeps, but I still check it. So make sure you check your oil because if you don't check your oil, your car blows up. Your oil is your best friend. Remember that.
Okay, that's good for me. I don't know anything about cars, so thank you for that, Mikey. Good tip. Whenever I get my oil change, they show me the dipstick, and they're like, "This look good," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't even know what I'm looking at." So I guess
you're just I know you're the type that walks in and goes, I that's okay. I mean, it's all good. Sometimes I do the same thing. I should say that. You're like, yeah, okay, so it looks good. All right, take care. You just want to get out of there, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so thank you. That's a good tip for me. I hope it helps other people else. Hope it helps out others as well. All right, Mikey, thank you so much for being here today. Of course, I'm Brendan Lang. That's Mikey K. Big thank you to Mason Zebeski, of course. Congratulations to him for being named the captain of the Brampton Steelheads, and thank you to him as well for coming on the program today. Thank you for listening, whether you're listening on Saga 960 or watching us, streaming us, wherever you're getting your podcast. Last thing, Mikey K, go ahead.
Hit that subscribe button on the screen, folks, on YouTube.
There we go. Yeah, we haven't said that before. You're right. We got to get better at this YouTube thing. Hit that subscribe button down below. All right, Mikey, once again, thanks for being here. I'm Brendan Lang. Have a great day, everybody.